Hey guys, ArkulusRex here, and we are back with some more retro pickups. And it's not just retro games we're picking up, it's new games as well. It's all encompassing, it's all video games, but retro just sounds better. ArkulusRex's retro pickups, it's got a better ring to it. So I've already made the graphic, let's just stick with that. Now with this first game, we've gone down under. So Hooly Dooly, fair dinkum, Struth, it's HSV Adventure Racing. This is a reskin of Beetle Adventure Racing released in the United States. With HSV Adventure Racing, it's pretty much more of the same, except you're using Holden special vehicles. The Nintendo 64 was notorious for racing games and sports games, and this is just another one to add to the list. I find it quite interesting that they decided to reskin this one for Australian users, but here you go. And from what I understand, Beetle Adventure Racing was actually a pretty good game. It has a pretty nice little cult following. All the Beetle cars have been replaced with Holdens, and as far as I know, there's not too much else different here, except for you do get an Australian announcer instead. Now, I did pick up this game because eventually I do want to own every single N64 kart. And while I'm in Australia now, I might as well start grabbing the ones that are exclusive to this region. Next up, we have the iconic series Ratchet & Clank. This is Ratchet & Clank All for One. Now, I've never played any of the Ratchet & Clank games. From what I understand, they're pretty solid, especially the PS2 versions of the game. And they're like 3D action adventure sort of games with a bit of a sci-fi twist. That's just right up my alley. I was sort of hooked on sports games during the PS2 era, and unfortunately I missed a lot of these titles like Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, Sly. So these ones would be pretty cool to go back and play and just check these all out. This next one is Black Site for the PlayStation 3. Now this is called Black Site Area 51 in some other regions, but I've managed to pick this one up and I got it for a pretty good price, and I was kind of excited because I'm a big fan of like sci-fi shooters, and as long as it's a solid shooter, I'm gonna be happy with this because there's so many like shooter games that are solid that weren't amazing at the time. They weren't Halo or Gears of War, but they were still passable, and I'm happy to go back and play some of these and enjoy some of these. This was released in 2007 by Midway. This was back when Midway was still a studio and still going and doing some pretty solid stuff at the time. Black Site Area 51, you look to take control of a soldier who encounters aliens over in the Middle East, and then somehow when he's sent back to the States, he's still dealing with aliens there. It's got an interesting premise, and I'm a sucker for aliens. I love alien stuff, so this is right up my alley. This next one is an RTS for the PlayStation 4, and it's called Sudden Strike 4. Now, this is Calypso, and take it or leave this company. Sometimes they put out some great stuff, like I love the Tropico series. I know this isn't the same style of game. This is an RTS, so it's sort of like, it takes place in World War II, which I think is such an interesting era to cover in combat. Obviously Call of Duty's done it really well. This was released in 2017. I don't think this released to very much fanfare, but it got some, 6s and 7s out of 10s, so this could be a pretty good game, or it could be a complete bust, who knows. And next up is an iconic one, and this is from the developer From Software, and for many people, this is their favorite game from FromSoft, and that is Bloodborne. Bloodborne is a very dark game as far as I can understand. I've never played it before. I've not really played any of the Souls games yet, but I wanted to make sure I got this one in my collection because I really want to go through this entire series. And as far as I understand, this is still not released on any other consoles. It's still not planned to be released on any other consoles. But if I was a betting man, this is going to end up on the PS5 or PlayStation 6 one day. I feel like it would be silly for PlayStation not to have that happen. And this next one is an iconic first-person shooter series, and that is Halo 4. I got the collector's edition here. This was a gift. I always appreciate it when people give me a gift, and I will be replacing my normal copy back there of Halo 4 with this one here. I didn't get to keep everything that came with it. Unfortunately, there was a bit of water damage, but everything, there's a lot of cool stuff inside here. Like there's a note. I didn't even realize this was 2 discs. There's some sort of note in here, which is pretty cool. I haven't played a Halo since Halo 3. Oh, excuse me. I played a little bit of Halo Infinite, and I was really disappointed. Yeah. But I'm really looking forward to Halo 4 because I think it's either Halo 4 or Halo Reach that people still really enjoyed the series. So looking forward to it. This next one was a recommendation from RNG Gamer. If you don't follow RNG Gamer, go give him a follow. Even, you know, straight after you finish this video, go give him a follow. This was a recommendation by him. He called this a hidden gem on the Xbox One and Xbox Series X, and that is Evil West. This looks so cool. This is like heavy metal Western horror. I don't even know how to explain it. There's magical spells, there's over-the-top weapons. It's got such an awesome art style and aesthetic. I got this for a pretty good deal. If you haven't grabbed this yet, grab it now because you can probably still find some new copies of this for a really good price. This next one I found on special. The price was just too good to pass up. Whenever I see a game at this price with a franchise that I'm just like, I know that franchise, even if I've never played it, I'm gonna pick it up. And that's Monster Hunter Wilds. Monster Hunter Wilds is, this was $19 in Australia. So that's like $14 American. And to me, that's an absolute steal. I'm gonna grab it every time I can get it. This is just like, it looks like you've got a whole party of people, you're fighting monsters, and it's just like over the top fantasy epic RPG style looking. I know very little about the Monster Hunter series, except it's got a pretty big fan base and it looks pretty cool, so I was happy to grab this one for a really great price. The next one up is Tales of Arise. I saw someone play this on stream, John Bitcherson, you know who you are. I saw him play this on stream and I was like, ooh, that's a very interesting looking game. And I was quite intrigued by it. So I made a mental note. When I finally saw this in the wild, I picked it up straight away. This is definitely something I want to just give a shot. I'm not sure if it's going to be exactly my style of game, but I like most games. If it's even a 6 or a 7 out of 10, I'm sure I'm going to have a really good time with Tales of Arise. Tales is a pretty big series and it's one I've never dove into, and maybe it's time I actually get around to it. Next up, we have another From Software game. This one came before Bloodborne, and it's Dark Souls 3. At this point, I think the only Souls game I'm missing is Demon Souls on the PlayStation 3. Adding this to my collection means I've only got one Souls game that I don't have. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me. Pretty sure. But this is carrying on with Dark Souls, and I believe 3 was received quite a bit better than 2. Although I've heard people say that Dark Souls 2 is kind of like an Elden Ring sort of game. I don't know. There's a lot of debate out there about like the difficulty of Dark Souls, and there's a lot of really cool lore in these games that I definitely want to dive into one day. But I'm probably not gonna play it like everybody wants me to play it. I'll definitely stream these games one day, but I have a feeling that the way I play games is going to be very different than the way people who play Souls-like games would prefer me to play it. I'm very much an explorer. I will constantly be fighting enemies and discovering new areas, and by the time I get around to the bosses, I'll probably be way over-leveled anyways. Either way, I'm gonna enjoy playing these, and if you don't like it, well, too bad. All right, this next one I found at a thrift store, and it came with a map. It comes with a map. This is Torment, Tides of Numenera? Tides of Numenera? Wow. I can't pronounce things very well. English is hard. But this came with a map, and I was kind of like, oh yeah, if it's got a map, I might get it. This isn't that interesting. Do people put these up? Like, is that a thing people do? People put their maps up these days? I like getting these things, but I often don't actually do anything with them other than make sure that they stay with the game. Experience a deep science fantasy epic spanning countless lifetimes. Death is not the end. When you die, your mind rebuilds itself inside a psychic labyrinth. Whoa, I don't even know where to start with this game. It looks like a very methodically paced sort of RPG style game. It's got an isometric sort of view like Diablo series, but I don't think this is anything like the Diablo series. This was a flyer. I don't know if I'm gonna like this game. It wasn't too expensive, and I thought, what the heck, I'm gonna just see what happens. This next game is a DreamWorks movie. I haven't seen it yet, but I pick these games up all the time because me and my partner love to just pass the controller, co-op, and just go through these games and just play them. And that is Madagascar. I got this one for the Xbox. I managed to pick this one up at a thrift store as well. Like I said, these are just easy to play. They're usually a pretty good time, and we've played some Shrek and really enjoyed it. So I picked up Madagascar, and these sort of kids games are really easy to pick up and play. And this is like 7 out of 10 on most review websites. So this should be a pretty easy, chill time to just enjoy with my partner. And last but not least, we were in a thrift store, and I said to my partner, I was like, what the heck is that? Because I had no idea what this could be. And I picked this up off the shelf, and I was like, what is this thing? It was all taped in the back, so I wasn't able to open it, but I think it was $6. So for $6, got home, opened it up. This thing is just water damaged, unfortunately. I don't know if the camera can pick that up, but there's water damage on that, unfortunately. But this is Assassin's Creed Rogue, sealed. I got this from a thrift store. It's brand new. No one ever played this. Someone got this and just decided they didn't want to play it for whatever reason. And this came with a soundtrack as well. As it looks like this is a letter. I haven't actually opened this. These are postcards from the game. So these are like locales. We got a little pirate ship there. So you play as a pirate in this version, similar to Black Flag, I guess. I'm not too familiar with all the Assassin's Creed lore. For $6 to get a brand new sealed copy of Assassin's Creed Rogue, I'll call that a win every single day of the week. One day I'm gonna go on the big Assassin's Creed journey, and I'm gonna play through all of them. The only one I've played so far is the first one. I did put the time in. I 100%ed it. I got all the flags, all that sort of stuff. I was very happy to play and enjoy that one. And then my life completely changed, and I didn't get around to playing any of the other ones after that. You know, take it or leave the series. Some people hate it, some people love it, but to me, these are solid games almost every single time. I'm really looking forward to checking out Assassin's Creed Rogue, and I am stoked to have found one that is brand new, sealed for $6 dues. So that's been the pickups for this video. I really appreciate you guys stopping by. I want to do these videos every 3 or 4 months or so when I get enough games that I've picked up. That's been another 13 games added to my collection, and hopefully at least half of them are good. I did get some good deals on some of these, and most of these I just pay a pretty normal retail used price for. I'm not really able to do conventions or game hunting or anything like that over here. And I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Please hit the subscription button, the like button if you enjoyed the video, and I will be back with another one of these in a few months, and we'll do some more retro pickups. Thanks for stopping by.